Kayla. Hello, hello, hello. Do you got YouTube?
Yeah.
Can you go on YouTube? So it's still not working. Why me? Why? Go to my live.
The black link.
Yeah. Oops. Which one you go to?
Hmm?
Which one did you go to? I'm gonna go off of this one. I'm gonna end this one. Okay. Do you see it now? Do you see a live? Let me see.
I'm looking for it.
Oh.
I know, I'm right here.
Okay. Yeah. Is your volume up?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. Harlem, can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? I'm saying something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yay. This is where we're gonna have to go live. Okay, you can turn it down now. I don't know, but look here. We still gonna go live. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, we back. And I just have to use my phone to do this live. So I'm glad y'all can hear me. Right? Is it clear now, right, for you? Let me turn on airplane mode so nobody bug me. All right, so yeah, he said he can hear me. Okay, good. All right, y'all. Let me go through everything I said. I said, happy Saturday. I said, hey, Montana. Hey, Alberta. Hey, Wright. Hey, Joshua. Hey, everybody in the chat. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And also hit the like button because that keeps us in the algorithm and we really do appreciate it. So I hope you got all of that. And I apologize for all the technical issues. But thank you so much. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it. So I want to just jump right back into what we was talking about because as you guys know, y'all saw Tyrese's picture up there, right? Tyrese has gone to jail. Was arrested, or I believe he turned himself in. He was he got out on a $20,000 bond. He only got a misdemeanor, so he didn't get a felony charge. He got a misdemeanor charge, and it was for animal cruelty. Tyrese said that he has. There you are. There you are. Okay. All right. Tyrese said that he has rehomed his dogs, so they are no longer living in his home or in that community, and that he is fully cooperating with the authorities, whatever that means. So what that means to me is that they did give him a misdemeanor. He did get rid of the dogs out of that community, but I'm not sure if they're not going to make him surrender the dogs or can they even do that. But he is, in fact, thank y'all for the hearts. Thank y'all for thank y'all for being faithful and loyal. I do appreciate that. My loyalty is with you guys too. Shout out to all my members. I appreciate y'all being members. And so, anyway, he did finally come back off his little trip of relaxation and turn himself in to get that. And I think that's the right thing to do. Don't have them people looking for you. Just go turn yourself in. It's a little misdemeanor. Pay whatever they're gonna make you pay and move on, because you don't need to. Don't go through that. But they are, Mark. They are beautiful dogs. And welcome, Mark. Thank you for being here. They are beautiful dogs, but what I'm told about them is that they can be trained a certain way, but that to be that way, but that they can also be really nice and protecting dogs. So anyway, he has shown face and he has turned himself in and has since then made bond of 20K. So shout out to to Tyrese. Yeah. So I want to jump in because as you guys have heard all the stories about yesterday, right? I'm with you, right? That was long and drawn out yesterday. But I hate to be the person to say I told you so, but I told y'all. I told y'all what I thought might happen. So the judge, I feel like, and we're talking about the Diddy sentencing on yesterday, so we've heard everything. Let me just tell y'all how I feel about it real quick, and then I'll be looking at the chat best I can. But I feel like this. I feel like the judge took his time and read all of everything that was submitted to him. Prosecution was asking for 11 years, and he didn't go there. He did not go there. That's why I said he was a fair judge. Not yet, no camera yet, Alberta, because I'm in a place where I can't, but as soon as I can turn it on, I'll turn it on, okay? Because I like coming on the camera so y'all can see me. But anyway, I told y'all that I felt the entire time that the judge was fair, that he wasn't leaning towards one way or the other, but that he was very, very, by the book, by the policy, by the laws. And so he crosses all his T's, he dots all of his I's before he makes or walks into decisions. So one thing that I wanted to say, Diddy got away with lighter sense. Yes. And so, okay, Berber, when I can, I will. But so what I also felt from people being in there, what I also felt from people being in there is that in the courtroom, they were stating that the judge was saying pretty much that he felt like he didn't come out and say it, but everything that all his actions and what he was saying yesterday was pointing towards the fact that he didn't think that the jury actually did their job by letting him get off with what he did get off with. Like they say, some people are saying that the judge made them feel like the jury didn't come through. Like they should have charged him with the RICO because he deserved to be charged with that. But that was like kind of from just his conversation yesterday. They said that he absolutely felt like Cassie and Jane are victims, where the defense and Diddy was saying that they're not victims, they're willing participants. So they weren't victims. And the judge was saying that Diddy was taking this just too lightly, like he was not taking this serious enough. And what took it all the way there for not taking it serious enough is that he booked some speaking engagements for next week as though he knew he was going to get out. Like, I think that could have probably hurt him a little bit. And maybe had he not done that, maybe maybe it would have been a different outcome. Maybe he would have got a little less time, or maybe he would have got time. I don't know about time served, but because he had this ego about setting up speaking engagements before you even knew what the verdict, what the sentencing was going to be, what the decision was going to be, you're sitting here making speaking engagements. And I think that was just bold. That was bold. And so the prosecution brought that up yesterday in court. Harlem says the judge said Puff showed no remorse. I knew he wasn't going home, but he allowed the production. Exactly. So they said the reason that the judge, hey, Bad Bunny, he wants to be judge and jury. The judge, yeah. So he said the reason that he allowed like all those people to speak and for it to be drawn out like that is because he knows they're going to appeal it, and he doesn't want them to say that he didn't give them the right to speak or the right to say what they needed to say. And also, but then he also called Diddy and his legal team bullies because Mia was going to, or asked to, hey Montana, Mia asked to speak for 5 minutes, and then she was saying the reason she backed out, and she's saying the reason she backed out is because they kind of bullied her with their letters, right? Saying that like Mia wasn't really a victim in this trial; she was a witness. She was a state's witness, or she was a witness for the government. But the actual witnesses in this case was Cassie, and Jane. And so neither here nor there. She asked to speak, and then she backed out because she said they were being bullies. And so the judge kind of went with that and was like, yeah, that was kind of harsh how y'all did that. And so their team and Diddy did apologize for that. And I think the Mark said Puff should keep his mouth shut. He's very bold, and Trump is going to pardon him. So Mark thinks that Trump is going to pardon Diddy. So what we said about that, Mark, is that I'm sure it will continue because it was approved for virtual and in person. And so here's the deal about Trump. What we have said, Mark, some of us are, so we're kind of split here. Some of us are saying that no, Montana, you said he goes home on Friday. Why didn't he go home Friday, Montana? I thought you said, and Bridget, is Bridget in here? I thought y'all said that he was going home when we was trying to, be y'all's friend and just be honest with y'all and tell y'all what was going to happen. But anyway, um, he ended up giving him Montana. You said he was going home yesterday. Didn't he say that, Harlem? Didn't he say that, Harlem? Now, where's the link? Because how do I get a link in here? Remember what we did before, Montana? Did I have to do that before the live started? Because how do I get you in here from my phone? You did say that, and so this is one you missed. You didn't get this one right, Montana, but we was trying to tell you ahead of time that he was not going home yesterday. And anyway, so they said that he allowed them to do that so that they wouldn't say during an appeal that they didn't get to talk or say what they needed to say. But back to Trump, Mark. We said that Trump is a little salty with Puff right now for the things that he said when he got involved in politics, right? But we also said Trump is Trump. So if Trump feels like giving Diddy a pardon, Diddy's going to get a pardon, right? If he feels like it, and Trump does what he want to do. So if Trump gives Diddy a pardon, I'm not going to be surprised about it. BFF, I said he was going home, but he didn't. But he will be back soon. Oh yeah, he'll be back soon. After his 2.5, almost 3 years that he serves, he'll be home soon, yeah. Unless Trump pardons him. But just to be honest, and just to keep it real, for real with everybody, like no one knew what was going to happen, right? It was a split. Half the people thought he was not going to, a lot of people thought he was going to get time served and go home. A lot of people thought that he would get more than what he got. He only got the 4 years. And so people thought he was going to do what the prosecution wanted and give him the 11 years or more. But he came and he didn't. But now also in federal time, even if Trump does not pardon him, he can still get some good time with classes and stuff that he takes. What's going to be interesting for me is that if he continues to instruct and give classes wherever he goes, because when you do federal time, they can ship you wherever to do your time. So he's not necessarily going to stay in New York to do his federal time. He could, or he could be taken somewhere else. So wherever he goes, I'm wondering, will he continue to take the classes, get the therapy, and do what he needs to do to continue to be better? I would say yes at this point. Without classes, he's still going. Oh, Montana. Federal time is fixed. No time off for good time behavior, etc. So basically what you're saying, right, it's not like state where you can go take some classes and they give you 2 days for one or nothing like that, right? So for feds, you got to do day for day, or they're saying 85% of his time. But then again, like as I was saying, I would be interested to see if he's still going to give those classes that he started instructing while he was in MDC. Okay, so He'll do the 85%, which is basically he's already got a year, so that knocked a year off. So he got 3 years, and 85% of that 3 years is what? I think 2.3, 2 3/4 time or something like that. I don't know. Okay, so 85% in the Fed. So it ain't no take a class and get 2 for 1 like it is in the state. Thank you for the hearts, you guys. Thank y'all for being here. We need to get the likes up, y'all. It'll take just a half a second to get the likes up for me. If you haven't hit the like, go ahead and do that for me. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's lit over here. It's lit. All right, so let's talk about what happened in the courtroom because that was a big one for me. First of all, Diddy came in. He had his white sweater with the button up under it, you know, looking nice. He was approved to wear his street clothes. His whole entire family was there, and the judge allowed for family and pastor and people to come up and talk. What is the big conversation is the kids when they spoke and something the pastor said, but also whenever his lawyer got up and spoke and began to cry. He can go rehab and he can go to rehab and be home by May or June next year. What do you mean go to rehab if he's already in feds? Thank you for getting the likes up. We need a couple of more to be on where we need to be, you guys, if you hadn't hit the like. Thank you. Because you can't do that. So her name was, what's that black lawyer's name, the black lady on Diddy's team? Because I want to get it right. Oh, Moreland. Oh, what's her name? Yes, Westmoreland, Nicole Westmoreland. So she gets up there and immediately starts crying and like talking about how good of a man he is and how he's the first black man to own this and the first black man to do this and that, which had nothing, I think while she is an excellent, excellent lawyer, I think that she failed him yesterday by doing that. The entire courtroom was kind of like when she did that was like, why are you doing that? You know, but I just feel like there should have been another strategy. But that was a big talk in the courtroom that she started crying and she was talking about everything and discounting. So what really pissed the judge off is that they're discounting that Jane and Cassie are, whether you want to believe it or not, they are victims. They are victims. And the judge felt like they wasn't taking that serious enough. So then your lawyer comes up and only talks about how the freak, he's a good man and he's got businesses, the first black man to do this and that. That's all awesome stuff. That's great for a black man. But the things he was doing with the power that he had was foul. And there was evidence in the court to show that. So let me see what the chat is saying real quick before I continue. That's only if he go. Okay, let's see. The feds have that for their non-violent offenders. And then Wright said that's only if he's got a rug problem. He's been clean for a year. But Wright, he came in there with a problem and he was getting clean for a year while he was there. So they're going to discount him having a problem, because if they were to let him out today and he started going back to his normal life and people brought that around him, I would bet that he would start using drugs again if he didn't get help. The feds are going to ship Diddy far away from his family. You know, Mark, they will send him wherever. He liable to end up in Oklahoma somewhere, because that's how it happens. The feds, you don't just because you're from New York, you get to stay in New York. It's wherever the bed is for him. So that's where he'll be. Don't exactly right. You crying. If you that emotional, tell the judge I need 5 minutes. But don't get up there. Don't be weak. Get up there and show your strength for your client. And she didn't do that. Now, what was really sad, what was really super sad are his children. I know for a fact, just because I feel, I just feel like for a fact, their emotions were real. They have been strong. They have been putting on smiles and they have been maneuvering through life, especially the ones without Kim's kids and all of them, because he's daddy to all of them. And I feel like their emotions were super real. And that's what would break somebody down, is to hear those kids talk and how they feel, especially if you're a parent, then, that would eat you alive. And so that was just the saddest thing in the world. But again, when people talk about that, when they talk about how the kids cried and how the 18-year-olds talk, they said, but are you guys taking in consideration that Diddy took Cassie in at 18 and started this mess with her at the same very age as these girls? So why should we give him remorse for something he did to somebody's child that was 18 years old? So it's conflicting. It's conflicting. Everybody's all over the place on different sides. But I mean, they're saying we need to look at that. Why are we discounting that? So did Nicole develop feelings? So Harlem, this is the talk, right? Is she says I talk to him every single day while he's been here, every single day extensively. So did she and him have a conversation? Is she like into him now? Like, what is going on? Why are you up there crying as his attorney? You have to be the strong face. Even if he drop a few tears, you got to be the one. I paid you. I'm paying you to do this job. But now, did you gain feelings? And we've heard that too. We've heard that story. Montana said, it doesn't matter where he goes, his family got money to fly to see him. That's true. It ain't nothing for his family to spend 3 or 400 for a plane ticket. Remember, he had his own jet. Yes. Mark, no, the feds do what they want. You get it. You got it all wrong. So Mark, Montana, he's kind of having this respectful conversation. Like he's not believing that he can do a rehab thing and go home. Berta said nobody was going to want to hear your lawyer that was crying. The news was talking about that. Yeah, the news was talking about that. Okay, and it's true because, again, like what? And then you wasn't crying. You was crying because he's a good man and had businesses and helped people. But well, where was that energy and where are those people he helped during that time when everybody was tight-lipped while he was going through the trial? Because had he got charged for the RICO, would nobody be showing up for him? Because they wasn't showing up for him. If I'm being honest, Mark, have you ever been in the feds? Diddy will be shipped to different prison. They won't let him get comfortable. Yeah, he's out. He's going out of state. I don't think he'll be in New York. So anyway, oh, let me see. You missed other comment. Remember R. Kelly female lawyer fell for him? Yes. What's her name? What's her name? Ooh, I saw her face. I talked to her. I interviewed her. What's her name, Harlem? Ooh, because she got busted. Okay. Okay. With my Cardi B. What is her name? Montana, my friends are in the feds. I know what happens. Nicole Blank Becker. She went in there with her little short mini skirts and her high heels. And she saw this black man and she fell in love with her some R. Kelly and got busted. And was married. But yeah, that's what it make you think. Like, you up here crying. Have you fell in love with Puff? Like, why do you up here crying? You are the lawyer. And this is what's crazy. She's a good lawyer. She's a great lawyer. But it feel like she done fail. But allegedly, like, I don't know. So anyway, his kids, let's talk about his kids. So, they were saying, well, like, the first twin got up there and she was just like, we're scared. Like, we need him home now. We don't have any parents. And the second twin, or Chance, got up there and said, we're tired. We're not a headline. We are real people. We are tired of putting on a straight face. And I get it. I get it for them. And I hate that. I hate it for them, and there's nothing nobody can do. But the fact of the matter is, it's really kind of a win because he's not getting ready to be gone for too much longer. And if they manage the money, whoever he's got over his money, if they manage things right with what he got left, he can come out and kind of, I guess, go on his speaking venges that he was getting ready to go on next week that he planned, and do some other stuff to bring some money in so that they can live the way they've been living. But they just got to do a couple of years, like bringing money in and taking care of what's left or whatever. Now, They also said that he's going to have to sacrifice some of his belongings. We don't know if that's going to be the jet. We don't even know if it's going to be one of his properties. Like he's selling the property in California. So what else will he have to get rid of? Like, because they done took everything. He don't have no more businesses. I mean, he got cars. He got that one mansion in Florida. What else are they gonna? He got the jet. So are they gonna take the jet? I see them taking the jet or making him sacrifice that. But he is going to have to sacrifice some things and pay a $500,000 fine. He said that's not restitution where victims will get the money. This is fines and costs, $500,000. And here's the other big deal. Not only that, he's also, people are still filing lawsuits against this man. So whether he gets out or not, he's still going to be in court. He's still going to be going to court. Star Island, yes. So they may make him get rid of that stuff. The judge asked the lawyer what facility so he may be allowed to be comfortable. Mark said Diddy got his hands full. They're going to extort him. He's a punk. Oop. Star Island. And then Mark said Diddy is going to pay for protection for sure. Money grab to pay for what the prosecutions exactly. Bad Bunny. That's my first thought. They put that big old gigantic fine cost on him, $500,000, and said it does not go to the victims because there's also something called restitution. Like if he would have had to pay $500,000 to the restitution, that money is spread through the victims, right? But they said, no, we're going to make him pay the fines and costs, which goes to the government.
Hello.
I hate that for kids, but Diddy put himself in that position. Yeah, I hate it. I really do hate it. Hold on. Y'all hold on. Somebody's on the phone call. Just a second. Okay, so and then Diddy's got his hands full. Okay, with extortion, Star Island. Diddy's going to pay for it. Okay, money grab. I hate that for his kids. Yeah, I mean that's real. If you have a heart, you got to have some kind of heart and compassion for his kids because they didn't sign up for this. They didn't sign up and ask for this. Just 4 more likes needed, you guys. Come on, let's hit the likes. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. 500,000 drop in the bucket for the government. That's right, because it goes to the government. Jane lost her rent money and got no restitution. Exactly. They didn't. He didn't. They haven't put on any restitution. They didn't put a restitution cost on for him at all. So I guess they get nothing. And now she's got to go find a job or something or move or something. But again, they're going to be Diddy is wealthy. $500 is a drop. Yeah, I mean, okay, I get it, but they're going to still he's still going to be having to go to court. People are still filing against him. He still have a ton of civil lawsuits, and so he still got a lot. Yeah, she gonna have to go find a job, do something different, girl. Go back to OnlyFans or something. I don't know. You say you was making a lot of money on OnlyFans. Go back to OnlyFans. I don't know. But you not getting that. You won't be getting that rent money no more. So we talked about that, and then so when the lawyers came out after. They said that, so did you guys hear? So Quincy, Puff's son Quincy, Albie Shure's biological son, so they were walking in or either out, and this woman had glasses on, and it's the one that had a camera built in it. Why Quincy snatched the glasses off the woman's face? Ouch. Okay. Why did so now he just have to be have more control, and I know that they're in a bad space. They're not feeling this whole thing at all. But that could get him an assault. Allegedly this could get him an assault charge for snatching somebody's glasses off their face. The woman came on and she did a kind of did a live, and she was like, I would have rather him told security rather than put his hands on me and snatch my glasses off. She said that just threw my whole vibe off when he just out the blue snatched her glasses off her face. But security didn't see it. But she had witnesses that saw it. Diddy is such a great role for his kids. I have empathy, but if he was so wondering about the kids, why did you put your life in jeopardy by doing illegal stuff, questionable? And I'm gonna say something about that, right? Because I believe that, like, there has been so many instances where Diddy was just a hair away from being busted or going to jail or doing time for something that went wrong, right? At that point, why didn't you at that point walk away and say, you know, it's not worth my children? Why didn't you at the point, even at the point where their mother passed away, say, it's time for me to stop all this madness. I cannot any longer live here. Well, people are saying, well, it was the drugs because he was on drugs. Stop it. That was because that's what you pleasured and wanted to do. And you discounted your kids because you felt like if your kids was at home with their nannies or Lala or whoever was keeping them, that they were good. So how much of your time was you spending with your kids? Because there was a lot of freak offs in a lot of towns and a lot of cities. There was freak offs. So you flying people all over to have freak offs. So where, at what point or how much time was you with your kids? Harlem, they were walking in. She was recording them, which she can't do in courthouse. He was trying to tell them. So he literally snatched them off, right? Alberta said he learned to be abusive from his stepfather to be abusive to women. Oh, I didn't know there was a stepfather. Oops. Diddy thought it was above the law. He was above the law. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%, Mark, because he had all this money, all this power, and all these yes men around him. No one was, he put the fear in his work, everybody, allegedly what they're saying, he put the fear in all of their hearts. And no one was going to tell him no, because if they do, they would have repercussions. And so he felt like he was above the law, and has slipped through so many situations that, you know, he just felt like he couldn't be touched. So really, he should be on his knees praising hallelujah that he only got the 4 years, because he could have got the 11 years, the prosecution. He could have got 2 10s and not ran them consecutively. Like, a lot of stuff could have been worse, which no one wants to do time. I get it, especially when you got kids. But, you know, neither here nor there. He learned, okay. I think she was wrong. She said people came to record them, but it's illegal. I get that it's wrong and it's illegal. But tell somebody, don't put your hands on somebody. And I'm saying don't put your hands on somebody, because now they could land you in a courtroom. They could land you in jail. You out of money for assault. So don't take them, whether she right or wrong, just tell them, this chick got on glasses and she recording everything we do. Can you make her leave? I'll be able to get away with it. Yep. I'll pay my way out of it, is what I will pay my way out of it. It works every time. But this time it didn't work. And you notice in his letter that he wrote, he was like, no amount of money can get him out of it. I feel so bad for Kim's kids. They have no parents. Yeah, that's the heart-wrenching part of it, corporate, is that they just like, and they were like, we're scared. Like, we don't have nobody leading us as far as parental guidance. Okay, they got Lala, who's always been in their life. I get it. Okay. Grandma's a little alien, you know, she's sick, so she's alien. She can't really, she needs them to take care of her. So, I mean, it's on Lala and her brothers, their brothers, to do what they can do best. And that's the sad part. So sad. Diddy unalived his girlfriend, Porter. Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know who did. Allegedly, yes, allegedly. Let's say that, Mark. Can we say allegedly? Because we don't know that. He was, if you watch a video, he was telling someone, but sorry, I would have done the same thing. I get it, Harlem. I do. I just feel like I don't want, for me, I wouldn't want to be like, I don't want to get arrested. But he was like, nah, you know you wrong. And you're not going to come up here and record us and snatch them. I saw him, but when the video I saw him, he was reaching towards her. So I didn't know if he was trying to tell somebody or at that point is when he snatched them off of her. So I don't know. Here's my other thing about the kids, right? Like if they say you have to surrender your home. Now he's selling. She had them James Bond glasses on. I do too, Bad Bunny. I was like, where'd she get them? Where did she get them? Because, but you know what? You recording people illegally, but people don't want you to record them. Then what? But anyway, what I was saying is like, if they say sacrifice your house, or you got to give up your house, got to give up your jet, where the kids gonna go? To Mama Combs's house? Is everybody gonna pile in there? I guess. None of the other kids have their own home, do they? Or do they? I don't know. Where's Lala gonna go? Does Lala? Because Lala moved in with Diddy to help take care of the kids, right? Diddy is a liar. He got slapped on the wrist. He got slapped on the wrist. Yeah, he did. He should be, like I said, he should be thankful for what he did get. Where'd Montana go? Montana, you still in here? Okay. I'm just reading the chat. So the other thing, like whenever the pastor, they said this was kind of weird that the pastor got up and he spoke and he was like, just hand him over to us. Over to us. They was like, ooh, what does that mean? Hand him over to us. Hand him over to us. He'll never do wrong again. Just give him to us. And give him to y'all and what? He's grown. So when he get out, is he gonna do what y'all say do? I thought Kamora Simmons is also friends to help raise the kids also. So I heard that she was really good friends, that they call her auntie or whatever. So I'm sure she's in their life. But who I know to really be in the home helping take care of them is Lala. She is. Now, can we talk about, real fast, can we talk about how Gina showed up for court? Can we talk about, if that's the case, where was Young Miami? Gina showed up for a court? Yeah. Now, Kamorley, that's a whole nother life. A whole nother life we could talk about. Because she got her problems. But, all right. Can Harlem, your homegirl Gina came to court. What? What? Your letters, your grocery shop shenanigans, and you came to court? I heard that, dog. I heard that. Okay, let me see if I can. Yeah, if we would don't let us get on Kamora Lee. It would be a whole nother situation. Whoops. So Lala is Kim's, which is the kids' mom that passed away. Lala is her very best friend, best friend. Wait a minute, Lala might be her cousin. She's either her cousin or her best friend, and has always been in their lives, always being with Kim and the kids always since they were since they've been on this earth. And so whenever Kim passed away, Lala's just been there. And so when she lived with Kim. And so whenever she passed away, Diddy moved her, asked her to come in and live with him in the home with the kids so she could help him raise the kids. And so she's just been there. She's the primary caregiver of the twins for sure. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that I was right. It's her best friend. Cause her cousin, who was, I think him and Kim, the cousin and Diddy got into it, and it was because I believe she had gotten pregnant, and so they got into it, and so she ended up in Atlanta. But Lala is the girl. As a grandma, would you say, as my grandma would say, sound messy? Yep. Wait, what? Lala? What about her, Alberta? So I'm going to read this to you guys real quick. It said, Diddy made stupid and arrogant mistake ahead of sentencing, says O.J. Simpson's lawyer. So O.J. Simpson's lawyer is who? I forget, because one of them passed away, not the black guy, of course. But it says Sean Diddy Combs was once the world's most popular entertainer, but his courtroom performance left little to be desired, according to experts. The fallen rap mogul was sentenced to 50 months in prison on federal prostitution charges. Judge Aaron Subramanian also requested the court impose 5 years of supervised release and for Diddy to pay $500,000 in fines. So he's still going to be on 5 years when he gets released. Prior to receiving his sentence, the court heard from prosecutors that Diddy was already making immediate plans for a public speaking engagement in another state. Diddy's interest in pursuing business outside the case and ahead of sentencing was a slap in the face, according to the Harvard law professor and O.J. Simpson attorney Alan Dershowitz. I can't imagine anything more stupid than that, Dershowitz exclusively told Fox News. How anybody permitted to do that is just a slap in the face to the judge. It's outrageous. I can't imagine the lawyer or any responsible person allowing it. I would have quit the case. If I had been Diddy's lawyer and Diddy had said, I'm going to make arrangements and I'm going to make it public, I would have said, yeah, and you're going to get a new lawyer. I'm not representing somebody who is stupid and arrogant. He added, I mean, I'm not Dr. Kavankian. I don't believe in walking my clients into a death chamber, and that was a kiss of death. What do y'all think about that? Montana said Alberta don't know what she talking about. She's sleepy. She talking out her head. I think OJ lawyer. Yeah, he was, but Dershowitz was one of the lawyers too, and he's the one that called Diddy stupid for even saying that. And he said he would have quit the case if he would have told him that. He said nobody sounds like 47. They probably told him not to do it, but he does what he wants. Okay, that's right. He's another 47. He will do what he want to do, whether they tell him to or not. That's why Dershowitz just said, if he would have told me that, I would have quit. Diddy is still cocky. Obviously, he is, Mark, right? Because how you gonna just plan next week to go to a speaking engagement? Like the judge just going, he gonna let you out. He hadn't approved anything else before this, so really you should have been really reserved. He didn't approve none of your bond requests. He didn't approve for a retrial. He ain't approved none you submitted. As good as your lawyers are, they got knocked down every single time. Matter of fact, his head lawyer said, I've never been denied this many times. This many times I've never been denied by a judge. Are you talking about Lala, basketball player or no, 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 no. No, Berta. This is Kim Porter's best friend, and her real name is something, but they call her Lala. So not Lala Anthony. Did he do what he wanted to do and tell people what he was going to do? Diddy thought he was going home. He did. He thought he was out of there. So what we know about the case, we've already talked about it all. Diddy is a judge. The judge sentenced him to 50 months in prison, which he don't know where he'll be. Fined him $500,000 and also ordered him 5 years on supervised release. So he ain't gonna be able to do no drugs because he's gonna get drug tested for 5 years. Before he was sentenced, what we do know is that Combs addressed the judge begging for mercy and apologizing for his sick actions. Prosecutors had pushed for more than 11 years, while the defense sought 14 months, which would have equaled time served. Since Combs has been in custody since 2024, he will receive credit for over a year already served, of course, which is 14 months, something like that. A jury acquitted Combs for racketeering and ex-trafficking charges on July the 2nd, but convicted him of the two lesser charges. So we already know all that. Did he do what he wanted to do? Okay. Diddy thought he was going home. The joke is on Diddy. Alberta, what, Montana? What you say about me? You missed your calling. They got every drug he wants in there. Yep. Anytime he feel like he can't take it no more and he want to hit, he can get it. He said it in his letter. It's all around him. It's all around him. Her name is LaWanda. She's always at court with the twins. Yep. Her name is LaWanda, Lala. That's her. And she's the one that came out with that live, too. She was mad and she was going in on Quincy's dad, on Albie Shore. So y'all know Gloria Allred, who was also she also represented some clients on the R. Kelly case as well. And she said that Allred was speaking outside of the Manhattan courthouse. She called Judge Arun, whatever his name is, Subramaniam, very thoughtful and said Combs has to pay the price for what he did. Allred says she represents alleged victims of Combs who were concerned he might walk free by the end of the year. I think they'll be happy he'll be in prison for a number of years, she said. And they said during the, when he gave the sentence, when the sentence was read, he gave little emotion. Like he just wouldn't, but they said he was distraught. But they said he was distraught when his kids were crying too, so maybe it was at that time. But when the sentence was read, Combs showed little emotion in court. He looked at the judge and then looked down. Combs shook his head when judge was talking about Cassie Ventura's impact in the case. When the judge talked about the impact on the kids, Combs also shook his head. Afterwards, Combs turned towards his family and tapped his heart. He said to his children and his mother, "I love you, I'm sorry." Then he said, "I'll be okay," as he gathered his papers and walked out with the marshals. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry, it's just sad. Yeah, so what's next for civil suits against Combs? There's a lot, is what we do know. So Sean Diddy Combs was sentenced to over 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. NBC News legal analyst Christian Gibbons Fedden explains what will happen to the civil claims that several women have filed against the mogul. Well, they didn't tell us nothing. Oh, it's a video, so never mind. So I don't know what will happen to those civil cases, but I know it's a lot of them. As the judge explained his reasoning for Combs' 50-month sentence, several members of Combs' family were in tears, including his eldest daughter, while others looked to one another for a sense of direction. Aside from the tears and glances, Combs' family and friends largely complied with the courtroom rules without withholding verbal reactions to the verdict. The Combs' lawyers are saying that Puff's lawyers are saying that they are dead set on the fact that Cassie and Jane are not victims, and that the male ex workers, that they're not victims. Everybody knew what they wanted to do. They came in there willing participants, and so they're not victims. That there's no way that you can sit up here and say that they are victims because they were willing to do what they needed to do. Uh-oh, my mods got you, Mark. Wonder what happened. What is the world? Okay. Um. So, Judge calls Cassie and Jane brave survivors who gave others a voice. Judge said he described the two women at the center of Combs' conviction as brave survivors who gave others a voice. Jane and Cassie Ventura have been through abuse and trauma we couldn't imagine, he said, adding, I can only say your families are proud of you and your children will be proud of you for coming to um, court to tell you what really happened. You weren't just talking to the jury, you were talking to the women who feel powerless. So see, Judge already knew what he was going to do. Doesn't matter. You can be in the middle of partying, and if a particular act comes up and you say no, then no is no. And that's the whole thing. Even if they started out being willing participants, and I have said this several times, even if they decided to be willing participants when they first started, because they even said that, when they are ready to say no, no means no. No don't mean I'm going to beat you to a pulp if you don't. I'm going to take what I've given you back, your cars, your house. I'm going to take it all back if you don't. No means no. Because you're Puff, remember? You have the power over everybody. Go get you a couple of more that are saying yes. Don't be beating on people. That's why you're sitting in prison right now. It wasn't really, I think, and they're saying it's unfair because they are bringing like the RICO charges into this, like, or the state charges of DV in it. And he's really was sentenced on that. But I mean, there's a lot of talk about, them getting abused. It's a lot of talk about it. So it is what it is. So whenever we talk about which message is held for review, who holds a message for review? Diddy has no respect for women. He is an animal. Oh, who did that? Like, I don't know what happened. Oops. So anyway, um, Judge Judge Aaron, the judge said that he considered several factors. Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. Judge said that he considered several factors in determining Combs' sentence, including that he is a self-made artist who has inspired and lifted up communities worldwide. He cited Combs' work and family history, including the unaliving of Combs' father, and he said that the work that Combs had done behind bars was impressive, meaning those classes and I guess getting therapy once a week and being drug free and all those things. He said that's impressive. The court hopes you will continue to do that. He said he had to consider all of Combs' history. So he went with a fine-tooth comb and looked at everything that was brought to that court, every piece of evidence he took into consideration, every testimony he took into consideration to make his decision. And he told him, he said, you abuse the power and control with women you profess to love. He said, you abuse them physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Dang, he tore him up in that courtroom. Wow. But now am I right, am I wrong? Did he not? Did he not do that? Combs says he wants to be made an example of what a person can do if they get another chance. He wanted another chance. So he said during the remarks, Combs said he does not take this conviction lightly and said he wants the judge to make an example of what a person can do with the second chance. I take full accountability and responsibility, he said. The prosecution wants you to make an example of me. I want you to make an example of what a person can do if they get another chance. And if you give me another chance, I will not let you down. He said, I can't change the past, but can change the future. I ask your honor for mercy. I beg your honor for mercy to be a father again, a son again, and to be a leader in my community again, and get the help I desperately need. He said he'll never be violent again. And he said, they need me. He said, they need me. They're scared and I'm scared. He said, I have nobody to blame but myself. I will never put my hands on another person again. I have learned my lesson. And then after saying that he had stripped down to nothing, Sean Combs turned to his family and sobbed. You taught me better, he said. You raised me better. Aww. Let me go back to the chat. Don't matter. It don't matter. Wright said you can be in the middle. Okay, we already read that. We're in the middle party and then prefix no is no. Diddy has no respect for women. He's an animal to YouTube. Mayor Adams took back key to the city. He gave to Diddy. Yep. Diddy lost everything. Diddy is ruined for life. Yes, he did. The judge read, wrote, and erased. Sounds like what a child says. But did you hear Brian Steele call Puff a civil rights leader? No, get out of here. In court, Harlem, get out of here. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, okay. Civil rights leader. Okay. If you say so. I heard that. Combs about to speak. Combs about to speak on his own behalf and sentencing. Took a temporary. Okay, we know all that. Puff's lawyers called the judge a 13th juror. They said he in there trying to be the judge and the juror, and he's like the 13th juror that we did not select. See, they talking crap now because the sentencing has been done. Yes, in front of everyone. It was wild. He's not a civil rights. He's not. Civil rights leaders do not go around beating on women. I'm just sorry. I said what I said. Diddy's mother is a oop, 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 oop. Mark. Lordy. Xavier Donaldson told the court that Puff wasn't a. Yeah, so they were calling him a John. There was this case law, right? And they were calling this guy a John, and then they were calling him a pimp. And they said instead of calling him a John, because he ain't really a John, but yet he ain't really a pimp, let's just call him a Jimp, a John and a pimp. I was like, well, what was John's role? John's role was that he actually made money off of the prostitution or something. He high priced lawyers up, like he made money off of them, but and he engaged in the actual activity with them, and then the pimp was the one that just made the money, right? But another word other than pimp, right? They call him a jimp. Yeah, that too. I hate not having my camera. I don't know what's wrong with my laptop.
It won't come on?
I guess not. I don't know what the problem is. It's on. We see it on, but the volume. I don't know what happened. But I was not gonna not go live because of it.
Right.
So let me see. So then we talk about the appeal. So they are saying that they're definitely going to appeal this. They're definitely going to fight it. Now, there are people on both sides of this. They're saying on one side that he should just leave it alone. He shouldn't fight it. And the other people are like, yeah, he should definitely fight it. He should definitely appeal this sentencing. But if he fights it, he got to understand and take into consideration, like there are other lawsuits against you. There are other people that are trying to bring criminal charges against him as we speak. Like he needs to just be quiet and go sit down and do his time. But they're saying that they're definitely going to appeal this. And I mean, he said when he was standing in front of that microphone that they definitely feel like they can win the appeal. That's what his lawyer said. for whatever reasons. They said that how they sentenced him today was totally wrong. They totally sentenced him as though he was under the RICO. But that's not a fact because, baby, you wouldn't be getting no 4 years under no RICO charge. That's a whole fact. It takes 2. Right. By the time you do the appeal, it'll be time for him to go home. Just what? Just go do the time and concentrate on being a better person. By the time the appeal is reviewed, he will be home. Exactly. Exactly. They know that. It's just too anyway. But I mean, they can do what they want to do. Rice said, appeal on what grounds? He got less than half of what the right. That's why I said, what are we complaining about whenever it's not going to even matter because you're going to still be sitting in there doing time while you're appealing it. And just like all of us have said in here tonight, it's going to take 2 years to even be heard. So you'll be home. I was surprised Misa was there. She only didn't write the letter. Appeal on what grounds? He's got, okay, 10 high-priced lawyers. They all were crying because they were not getting the high-priced attorney fees money no more. That's why she was crying. Because it's over, Bert. Yeah. But I figured Misa would be there, though. I don't know why she didn't write a letter, but I knew she would be there for her son. Well, I figured she would be there for her son. All right, let's see what they're saying about this appeal. Diddy's lawyers plan to appeal as convicted rap mogul faces multi-year prison sentence. Yeah. It says Sean Diddy Combs will appeal his federal conviction and 4-year prison sentence, his attorney told the Post. The disgraced hip-hop mogul 55 was sentenced Friday for 4 years and 2 months in prison and fined $500,000 for being convicted of transporting people across state lines for X. He was acquitted of the most serious charges. Yeah, we know all that. What about? Defense attorney Mark Agnafilo said that the team plans to file a notice of appeal in the coming days, calling both the trial and sentence flawed. Both the guidelines calculation and the sentence took account of conduct. Let me start over. He said both the guidelines calculation and the sentence took account of conduct for which Mr. Combs was acquitted by a jury. So what they're saying is they took into consideration the RICO charges that he was acquitted of. He said, and we contend this amounts to legal error. So they're standing on that. They said this is they said it was illegal. But 50 Cent came out and said, hey y'all, whoever he scheduled the talking, the speaking engagement with, he can't do it, but I can. I can come. Y'all know 50 was going to say something cute. He was like, he can't come, but I'll be there. Combs has already spent about a year. The conviction followed. Okay, we already know all that. I was surprised. Oh, okay. Yep, so that's what I have on that. Let me see if it's anything I'm missing. Again, the lawyer wanted to get some more money. They are going to appeal to the courts to continue getting paid. Right. Knowing, Alberta, right? Knowing how long it's going to take. Knowing he will be home by the time it's even looked at. We're not talking about that it's resolved, that it's even looked at. It's going to take that long. So they just need to go get them another hopper. So I feel like his lawyers felt like they lost. They didn't, because remember when the verdict was in, They was all yay, hallelujah, shouting yay, yay, yay. And then the outcome was that he still had to do time. So I feel like they lost. They didn't win in this. But really, 4 years is not bad. He could have got way more. So they need to be. I was laughing so hard when 50 Cent came out with that statement. 50 Cent said, keep him in. Sure did. He sure did. Immediately he came out. Immediately he came out. So I want to take a poll here. We've talked a lot about Diddy, and we'll be continuing to talk about whatever comes new. But I want to move to Cardi B, but that's why he hired an appeals lawyer to work with the case in real time to file, I believe, 14 days after sentencing. Right, but it's still, they can file it quickly or however long, but it's still going to take 2 years to be looked at. So she's probably already paid too. So I want to take a poll real quick for y'all that have been following this, because it's kind of hard to miss it if you on social media at any point, right? Cardi B and Nicki Minaj. Who started it? Who started the big beef online? If it was Nicki, put Nicki. If it was Cardi, say Cardi. And we talked a lot about this, but it's just bothering me in the fact that now Nikki's come out and said that somebody has threatened her family to that she needs to leave New York immediately. And she was like, we ain't going nowhere. Okay, so we got a Nikki started it first. Who else? Come on, y'all. What's the poll? Did Nikki start this or did Cardi start it? Cardi like, dang, am I the drama? I love it. So who started it? A lot for me for Cardi. People be starting with her, and Cardi just claps back. Cardi does not bite her tongue. You come for her, she coming back for you. That's what that is. That's what I think. So if I had to put my response, it would be Nicki started it. And here's my thing. Nicki is like, she's good too. Bad Bunny said probably Nicki. So I mean, we're on a roll that Nicki started it. But I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's always people starting stuff with Cardi. Like, and Cardi's going to clap back. Like, she's not going to not say nothing. Leave her alone. She said, leave me alone. And then, so they said that Queen Latifah had spoken up about this beef with Nicki and Cardi. And she couldn't have said it better. She was like, you tarnished the whole, I'm not saying it word for word, but it was along these lines. You tarnish the whole hip hop community when you start bringing people's kids in it. When you start bringing people's kids in y'all's beef, it's a problem. And who did that first? Nicki. So guess what Cardi did? It back. She ain't playing. But then, I mean, Cardi did come and say, you know what? I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm not going to lose my endorsements. Nicki is so dang disrespectful. She disrespect Mariah. Listen, they said Nicki called out so many people, she can't even pinpoint who would even say to her, she better leave New York. Because lately, it had been so many people that she just been going off on. Like, I'm like, what is wrong? Including Jay-Z. I'm like, what is wrong with Nicki? What is she going through to have to be doing this? I feel like Nicki, she can rap. She good. So she don't have to downplay Cardi. Cardi my homegirl, so I'm gonna say that. But what's going on with Nicki that she's doing this? Disrespecting Mariah Carey on national TV. Yep, Montana always starting with her. She ain't the drama until you bring it to her. You bring Cardi the drama, she's going to entertain it. And especially if you say something about her kids. Like, what the what? All right, let me see what else. Hold on. All right, so y'all, basically, that's really what I wanted to come out and talk about. I wanted to basically just cover the sentencing and what happened, even though you guys had already heard it all over the news, the blogs, the everywhere. We wanted to come and just give our opinions and say what we felt about it. So I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate y'all going through the technical difficulties with me. I don't know what's wrong, so. I think I said the last time that it's just time for a new laptop. I only had it a few years, but it's time. Obviously, if y'all couldn't hear me, but anyway, so we'll be tomorrow off, and we'll be back right back here on Monday, going live. I hope y'all have a good night, a good rest of y'all night, and a good Sunday, and we'll be back on Monday. If nothing else. I hate it. Like, I don't like it whenever I can't turn my camera on and have people up. I don't like that. I want people to come up and talk with me. Um, Good night, Bad Bunny. Cardi B is from the Boogie Down Bronx, like me, okay? And I'm in my car, okay? Like, she just don't play. Depending on the laptop, there might be a physical switch for the microphone. Okay. Oh, right. I just need to send you my laptop right quick so you can see. But anyway, it'll be fixed. We'll get it all taken care of, and I'll see y'all here on Monday. Good night, everybody. Be blessed, and I'll see y'all Monday. Thank y'all for being here. Thanks so much. The likes are up tonight. I'm just so excited. Thank you, Jodo. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being in the conversation. It's over here. We have conversations where we agree to disagree very respectfully over here. So thank you for being here. Y'all take care. Take care, right? See y'all later. Good night, everybody. Good night. The likes are up tonight. What? Yes. And yes. Thank y'all.
Where do you see it?
Up here, 10 and 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
how do you like it?
You just hit the like button. I'll have to show
I
you.
don't like.
Is you still on? And so if there's like a thumbs up, you hit it. Good night, Bert. Bert.
See, I don't have.
Let me
one on
see.
here. I got a heart 100.
So you would hit. Okay, let me see it. It's on here. Oh, I'm still live, and let me see. So there's, yeah, that's the heart. Where's your thumbs up?
Right.
Did you subscribe?
Yeah. I'm on your. You on my.
When I go live, you pop up. I'll pop up when
Yeah.
I. So right
let me
here.
see.
Oh, bye, y'all. Let me get off here. Good night. Good night. Good night.